Funding for the production of Public Square provided by the W.K. Kellogg Foundation, working to improve the lives of vulnerable children.
One thing that I tell women all the time is, I am broken. I have been broken into many pieces, and it's about figuring out how to pull those pieces back together and finding beauty in your own cracks.
I kind of realized that things needed to change when I found myself pinned to the floor in a restaurant with the fellow I was dating at the time with his hands around my throat.
It took years for me to finally find that I can succeed. And I was asking every place that I call, can you direct me? You know, I need help to get through this little period in my life, and there was nothing out there.
The ability to believe in yourself really starts really early, but it's a very important ingredient in being able to be in charge of your own life, being the architect of your own future.
What does life feel like now versus?
It feels like I own it.
Welcome to Public Square, where civic dialogue takes center stage.
If you give a woman a chance to earn income, she's going to invest it in her family. I mean, you know, all the stories are you put it into your kids. How do you create safety? How do you create a home? And that is the asset and the wealth building.
Around the world, there is a growing understanding of how investing in women reaps greater returns for all of society. What about New Mexico? We all know New Mexico is a poor state, but the burdens of economic inequality fall especially hard on women and girls. We have the highest teen pregnancy rate in the nation. Women make, on average, 77 cents for every dollar earned by men here. Accessing quality, affordable child care impacts their ability to work. And women in New Mexico are more likely to be victims of domestic violence and sexual assault than women elsewhere. Today, we'll hear from women who overcame challenges to become economically self-sufficient. And we'll talk with advocates working to advance women in New Mexico. Then we'll hear from community leaders, including Bernalillo County Commissioner Maggie Hart-Stebbins, Jenny Parks of the New Mexico Community Foundation, and former Lieutenant Governor and advocate Diane Deneuve. Before we begin, here's a look at one organization that focuses on helping low-income women become economically independent. For 20 years, Southwest Creations Collaborative has followed a basic strategy: attack poverty by investing in women.
People have learned, and you know, this has been going on since the 80s, that if you focus on a woman having income, it will have a huge impact in how her households run, but also that money will go directly into the well-being and development of the child. A lot of women here now are learning how to become more active in their children's lives. They're not a passive role of just being a loving mother who cares about how their child behaves, but rather the path that their child is going to get for success. And I think that's a big shift. Also, I think the power dynamics of a person feeling like she can go and spend her own money is huge.
Southwest Creations is a nonprofit, although it gets most of its budget from manufacturing and sewing contracts for clients. The staff is primarily Spanish-speaking women. They get a starting wage of $10 an hour, and they can use the on-site daycare for just 25 cents an hour.
The daycare piece is very important to being independent and self-sufficient. I think it has had a huge impact on the stability of our workforce, the peace of mind of the women that work here, and on the kids.
Flor Lopez immigrated from Mexico and has been with Southwest Creations for nearly 20 years. She started in the daycare and worked her way up. She has created and managed production processes and now manages programs as well. Having the daycare on site was invaluable for her and for her daughters.
To work here is like a blessing for me because we are like a family. We share everything, like with my girls. For me, if they have success in their school, it's thanks to Southwest Creation.
Are those pictures of your daughters?
This is my 3 girls.
2 of her daughters are at the University of New Mexico, and a third is at Albuquerque High School. They are typical of the children of the organization's employees. The high school graduation rate among this group is 95%, and 87% go on to college.
To me, it really does show this intergenerational approach we have to working with whole families on this process.
The employees must also take part in some kind of adult education. They can take GED classes on site along with other people from the community. Many, like Flor, have taken classes in English and citizenship. Southwest Creations pays for part of that cost. Flor also took classes in computers so she could update her accounting skills learned in Mexico. Now she's working on leadership development with Southwest Creations employees.
What she's really learned is what does somebody need to do to be motivated to do their best work. What we've been really trying to figure out is a woman taking responsibility in her life and being accountable to herself and her children and growing and figuring out what those things are, given many barriers that she has to face. How does she navigate it?
Flor and several other organizations are also working with Hispanic families in local public schools on a college readiness program. It's based in part on Southwest Creations' work promoting parent involvement.
I was leader since I was little, but Southwest Creation gave to me the key to open different doors. And offered to me something, I take it, and for me it's amazing to support another people, to support kids, because it's our future. 7 fish. I want everybody, like my girls, have success in this world. They have to have dreams, goals. So this is my part in this life, to make this different for all those families, especially the Hispanic families, because they don't know how to have success.
What do you think people could learn listening to what your experiences have been?
I hope people would learn that you can accomplish your goals if you find the right support.
I wanted to come today because I am a survivor of domestic violence of 28 years. A lot of control that we see in domestic violence cases is also through financial control. Rarely do you get to take care of your own finances. You're just figuring out how to survive from day to day. So to try to plan for your future is very difficult, and so I'm hoping to make a change in that.
I never cease to be amazed at the tenacity and the resilience of some of our clients. Women who have really faced kind of all odds, and once they start to achieve some level of economic independence, it is just the most incredible feeling in the world, and we're happy when we've been a part of that.
Being able to become self-sufficient, recognize as a businesswoman, take part in the things that go on a daily basis for a business owner, for a taxpayer, it feeds into my survival. It feeds into the fact that I won't go back to this type of situation because I have outgrown it and become much more confident.
Becoming a homeowner is important to me because I know we have roots and I know where we're going to be next year. It means a lot to me because I haven't had it in a long time. And if I did have it, I was always depending on someone else to provide it for me. And just to know that I did it on my own is very empowering. I mean, I can do anything. I can do anything.